ブリーチ
Okay, let's read chapter 125 of Bleach, Insanity and Genius. The previous chapter ended with Uryu apparently breaking his glove after his master had told him about once he put it on, he couldn't take it off, otherwise he'd lose his powers or something. Anyway, and he seemed to be powering up or something. It wasn't quite clear. Some big whirlwind of energy. And we appear to be starting the chapter here with more maybe statements from his master, his grandfather. Sanre Shuto Korewa. So as for this thing, the Sanre Shuto, this is the name of the glove, and it was Scattering Spirit. We never came up with something good for Shuto because this to kanji means hackneyed, but it shows up in other words such as gaito, meaning overcoat or a wrap. So think of this more as like a hand wrapping, like a fancy way to say a glove, I guess. So spirit scattering hand glove, hand wrapping. As for this thing, reishi o kou level de kakusan saseru chikara o motsu tebukuro ja. So it's a glove. It's a glove that holds the power to do magnification with a high level of reishi. And the reishi are like the spirit children, the spirit particles. Okay? And I think that's what kakusan means. Let me check real quick. Actually, it means to magnify and to scatter. So what's kakusan? Oh, to scatter, spread. Okay, the power to make spread, or power that makes a spread at a high level, the spiritual particles. これをつければ、この拡散力に邪魔されて波をクインシでは弓をなすことすら難しいじゃろう. Okay, so this thing, if you wear this thing, that diffusion strength, making a disturbance or getting in the way of that diffusion strength. And as for a quincy, a normal quincy, the bow becoming thing, it's difficult probably. Okay. I guess as for a normal or an average quincy, it gets in the way of that diffusion strength for like becoming the bow. I don't know. It holds so much power that most quincies couldn't even produce the bow. Oh, okay. これを作れば、この拡散力に邪魔されて、no, okay. Yes, okay. So for normal quincies, it is getting in the way of that diffusion strength and that I guess the event of generating or becoming the bow is difficult. Okay, that makes sense. Jaga. So for normal quincies, they couldn't even make the bow wearing this thing because it's such a high level. Jaga, moshi kari ni yumi o nashi. So nasu here must mean to produce, to build up, to establish. Okay, that's what that nasu is. Producing or establishing the bow. But if kari ni, if, for example, or temporarily producing the bow, さらにそれを7か7夜保つことができたなら, and all the more, that thing, the bow, for 7 days and 7 nights, preserving event, if that's possible. So if you're able to preserve or maintain that thing, the bow, hey, thank you. We hit the 800. Congratulations. If you can do that. お前は限りなくクインチの高みへと近づける. As for you, without limit, the quincy's high place to that, or the highness of the quincy's, will chikatsukeru. I will celebrate here in a second. will approach. You'll approach the highness of the quincies without limit. じゃが、そこに至ったら、ウリュウや、お前は二度とこれを外してはならん。But to that place, if, I guess, go, Uryu, as for you, a second time, this thing, if take it off, it will not become. I guess you must not take it off a second time. なぜなら、その時、お前の霊視収束力は、クインシの限界を超えてしまっておるからじゃ。Okay, so why is that? That time, that if you take off the glove, your spiritual particle or spiritual children absorption power, as for that, Shusoku. Yeah, your convergence, your spiritual particle convergence power. As for that, the quincy's limit exceeding, it's because it will exceed the quincy's ability to collect those particles or whatever. 過ぎた炎は我が身すら焼く. As for the flames, as for the exceeded flames, we'll come back to Sugita. Basically, will consume oneself. Will consume oneself. What else does Sugita mean? To go beyond? Maybe here to go beyond. As for the flames that go beyond, or maybe because you've exceeded it, will consume oneself. Hazuseba. If remove, omae wa shunkan teki ni zetsudai na chikara o te ni suru ga. If take it off, as for you, in an instant, instantaneously, a zetsudai chikara, a like massive strength. Zetsudai. A tremendous or immense strength will obtain. You'll obtain temporarily or in an instant. Shunkan teki is more about like briefness. Yeah, momentary. That's a good. Momentarily, an immense strength will obtain. Quincy no chikara no subete o kanarazu ushinao jaro. And Quincy, all of Quincy powers, without fail, will lose. You know, or probably. Okay, so there's confirmation. Kanarazu ushinao, without fail, will lose. Probably. Okay. Here's our splash page after that very long introduction. There he is. Okay, what's going to happen? Na. Nanda ne, sono sugata wa. What is it, you know, as for that form, that shape? Nanda ne, sono reiatsu wa. What is it, that spiritual pressure? Sonna mono shiran yo. That sort of a thing, not familiar with. I haven't seen this. Sonna mono, that sort of a thing. Zoom. Okay. Presumably, like, the spiritual pressure is so great, things are flying apart. Is that, yeah. Zoom, 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 zoom. Kyun, 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 kyun. So the pieces of the wall are flying apart and they're forming some sort of like wing. Shui no kouzobutsu wo kyushu shiteru. The surroundings infrastructure, the walls, the buildings, it's absorbing the surrounding buildings. Kouzobutsu, structures. このソウルソサエティの構造物はすべて霊視。As for this soul society's structures, they are all reishi. They are all spiritual particles, spiritual children. その霊視の結合すらも破壊して吸収してるというのか。Okay, so those spiritual particles, ketsugo, combination, binding, doing binding of those particles and destroying and absorbing, it's that sort of a thing. He's doing that sort of a thing, destroying and absorbing and combining, and even combining the spiritual particles. 霊視を拘束し、結合を否定し、強制的に自らの力とする。Okay. 霊視を拘束し. So doing kosoku of these spiritual particles. Restraining or restricting the spiritual particles and doing a denial. No, hite. Yeah, that's denial. And doing a negation or denial of combining. And kyosei tekini, which is just like strongly. Oh, compulsorily enforcing to one's own strength doing. So basically he's ripping these apart and preventing them from combining, and he's forcing them to become part of his strength. これはもはや霊視の収束などではない。As for this, no longer the spiritual particles convergence or whatever does not exist. So with this, like, no longer the convergence of spiritual particles is existing. It's not happening. Okay. これはいわば霊視の霊属. As for this, if say it, or if said, it's the reizoku of the spiritual particles. Subordination, the servitude of the spiritual particles. Okay, we're getting like a wing. 人間に許された力の領域を超えてるよ、小僧. Okay, so strength not allowable to humans. Domain from Jujutsu Kaisen Ryoiki, the domain exceeding, boy. So you're exceeding the domain of strength allowable to humans. We see ryoiki in Jujutsu Kaisen to refer to domain a lot. Ryoiki. Zoom. Okay, he's doing something. Oh, it's like a big wing. Oh. Okay, this appears to be him being blown back, maybe? Ja. Okay, he's pulling a string on the bow. Hayai! Fast! Daga, kono teido ka? But this extent? Or like this much? He's asking a question. Kawaseru? Kawaseru, like able to dodge? Yeah. Able to dodge. Zun. He's like, I can dodge it. And then, of course, the classic, while you're busy trying to dodge one thing, do a thing and do another attack. Oh. Orbital strike. Done. Okay. Naite wabiro. Naite wabiro. So cry and wabiro. Wabiro. Cry and apologize. So that's said like an order. Like cry and apologize. そして二度と僕の前に現れるな. And a second time before me appear don't. So don't appear before me a time. Cry and apologize and don't come before me again. そうすればこれで見逃してやる. If do it that way, with this will basically let you go. Minogasu. Yeah, will overlook, leave it large. Okay. 断れば, if refuse, 次は今の3倍の力で撃つ. As for the next one, with a power 3 times of right now, will shoot. So if you refuse, I will shoot you with a power 3 times of what I just did. Za. Okay. That doesn't look like someone who's apologizing or crying. Kini noru na yo kozo. Zunu. Zunu noru na yo kozo. I think this is like, don't get carried away. Yeah, don't push your luck. Don't get carried away. Hey, Dro. How's it going? Let's zoom in and see what we can get here. Bacha, bacha. Okay, kind of in bad shape. Zan. Queen Shifuze ga fuzakete kureru. Quincy Fuse. What is oh no, Fuse? Appearance. Fusakete. Like the manner or the appearance of the Quincy is like a joke, making fun of, frolicking. There's a little bit of like, you got to be kidding me. Zun. Cha. Yokaro. If it's good, or like this is good. Naraba kochira mo so no chikara de kotaete yarou janai ka ne. If this is the case, then this direction also, or I also, with a soul strength, a suitable strength, replying will try to do, isn't it that? So why don't I try to reply with a suitable strength, me also, if this is what's going on? Like, fine then. Yokaro. Bankai! Okay, well, we've seen what Bankai is. He's the first captain, I think, that we've seen do the Bankai. Bankai. Ananda? What? Bogum. This is, the Bankai is what Ichigo is currently trying to learn. We learned about it a couple chapters ago when Yoruichi explained like the second level of attacks or whatever. Stage 2 of the Zanpakuto. Bogo, 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 bogo. So blub, 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 blub. Dum. Da-dum. Looks like large hands are grabbing the walls. Nah. What? Okay. That's a thing. Konjikiashi Sogi Jizo. So now we've got the golden color and then the name of his Zanpakuto, which is the leg-killing old man, Jizo. So now it's golden color. Konjiki. I don't think Konjiki... Yeah, okay. Konjiki. And now we see something that kind of like looks like it could be a horrifically distorted Jizo. It's got some maybe like bells attached. Kore de kimi no meiun wa tsukita yo. With this, as for your luck, it is tsukita, used up. Yeah, to be used up, run out. Your luck has run out. And of course, we're getting a long explanation. So thank you, Kurotsuchi, for... Kono konjiki ashizo sogi jizo wa. As for this golden color leg slicing jizo, watashi no chi kara tsukutta chishidoku o kirijo ni shite hankei 100 ken inai ni makichirasu. Okay. As for this thing, from my blood manufactured scattering death poison. She. Yeah, lethal poison. A lethal poison made from my blood. Kirijo, in the manner of a fog, or doing it in the manner of a fog. A Hankei, of a hyaku ken inai, within a radius of a hyaku ken. Hanke is radius, right? Yep. Ken, that's a distance. What is it really? What is ken here for distance? There it is. 1.8 meters. 1.8 meters. So this is almost about 200 meters, a radius of 200 meters. Which is important. I'm looking at the English translation, and they went with 100 miles, which would be pretty bad. But this is really more like 200 meters. So within a radius of 100 meters, or 200 meters-ish, maki chirasu. That's just going to be like to scatter. Yeah, to scatter or spread. Okay, well, that's horrible. もちろん私は死なない. Of course, as for me, will not die. I won't die, of course. Jigon. I guess that's actually kajigon. Or is that supposed to be jagon? That's probably jagon. Kimi wa shinu. As for you, will die. Itashikata nai. Itashikata nai is a way to say like shikata ga nai. So like there's no other way. There's no other choice. Like nothing you can do about it. Wait, where are all these blades coming from? All right, not clear. Kimi no you na itsuzai o kenkyū tai to dekinai no wa zannen kiwamaru ga ne. He's basically saying it's a shame that I won't be able to study you. Your sort of izatsu, or itsuzai, outstanding talent, an outstanding like you, research body, as for that not being possible, it's regrettable and kiwamaru, to the extreme. It's regrettable to the extreme that it's not possible to basically have you as a research body. Warui ga, boku wa shinanai. Sorry, but as for me, I will not die. Zu. Gakkyu. Shichiryo o makikiru mae ni. Before scattering the fatal amount. Yeah, we're going to go with that. This is like scattering with a finality. Before you can like scatter out the final, the lethal amount, omae goto uchi korosu. You yourself will shoot and kill. I will shoot and kill like you yourself. Yaha. That's him laughing. Zehi yatte mita mae. Like certainly, like try to do it. Certainly try to do it. The tama is like, please be my guest. Try to do it. Oh, the swords are coming out of this like neck or the mouth here. That's beautiful. Cute. Oh. Oh. Okay, here he goes. Concentration to the extreme. Zoom. Okay. And that is the end of the chapter. Nice. Okay. Well, cliffhanger. As usual, not going to bother trying to translate this, although that was a shorter chapter. Anyway, August 10th, sunny. When Ichigo left, he said he was going on a trip for a month, but why do I have to take care of his family? Oh, this is Kon now. It's not like I care what happens to them. Kira. Kicking something off into the distance. I said those words and kicked a pebble into a distant galaxy. Okay, that's what that was. That's when I sensed someone's burning stare. All right, that's it. That is the end of chapter 124. We will pick up with 125 here next time. We'll see what happens, maybe. Or 126 next time. Whatever. Next time.